Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Wisdom Save podcast. I'm Ken,
I'm Hannah.
and today we are going to pick up with our 10th episode. We
Mm-hmm.
finally got there. Double digits, very exciting when you're a kid. We're going to get a bunch more than 10, so
Hopefully, yeah.
hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm also very excited because now we're doing your topic that you've been very excited about, but I'm completely in the dark as to what you're going to talk about today. So Hannah's going to take the reins on this one, and let's see what she's got.
All right, so this is the first time I'm not doing something spooky.
Whoa, tonal shift. All right, I'm very excited. Not that I don't love the spooky stuff.
I know I love the spooky stuff, but I was like, you know what? I couldn't do enough research on Skinwalker Ranch fast enough. So,
Fair enough. That's the reason why.
so yeah.
We will be back to your regular scheduled spooky content very soon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But for now,
But for now, I wanted to talk about the love languages.
oh, that's so fun. I actually really like these.
Do you know a lot about the love languages?
I know that they are a thing. I know there's like 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got it. There's 5 of them. I know that we it's in the there's a book about them
Uh-huh.
that for some reason is in the Christian section and the
Is
religious
it?
it is. I don't really know why it's in the Christian section of our local bookstore chain.
Huh.
But yeah, I don't really know why. Maybe it's just
Well,
like that
that's weird.
particular book. I don't know if it's like the concept would be. I don't think the concept of the love languages is a religious
No.
thing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is with all my research on it, which was minimal, I suppose. It wasn't like a deep dive or anything like that.
Sure.
But um, no Christian stuff anywhere I saw. I mean, I didn't read the whole book or anything, but
Hmm. I mean, it's probably just like the guy who wrote that book. Probably like this
maybe.
is how they worked in like your traditional like your traditional American marriage or some weird shit
I
like
don't
that.
know. I
I don't
hope
know.
not because that would really ruin it for
I
me.
don't think it's like the guy who made it. It's probably just like a guy who wrote a book about him. He's like, hey, look, I read about this on the internet and I'm gonna make money.
Maybe I don't
Anyway, I derailed that super hard. That's literally all I know about the love languages. I know that there's 5 of them. I know that they're a thing that people like kind of fall into certain categories of, and
know.
like some religious dude wrote a book about them.
Ah,
That's
okay.
it.
Well, anyway, the guy that wrote the book is Gary Chapman.
Yeah, that's the guy.
I know nothing about him other than the few things I saw him quoted on while I was like quotes from the book while I was researching it. Um, and the only thing he referenced was that within his 30 years of marriage counseling, he realized that there are basically 5 love languages and 5 ways that people seek and understand love. Um, in a field of sorry, in the field of linguists, a language may have numerous dialects and variations. Similarly, within the 5 basic love languages, there are many dialects and variations. The number of ways to express love within a love language is only limited to one's imagination. But the important thing is to speak the love language of your spouse or whoever you're trying to convey love to.
Oh, so it isn't. See, maybe it's just because of that's the frame of reference that I have for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I see like something's like, oh, you can categorize people's like behaviors or reaction into different subcategories.
Mm-hmm.
I always think of like zodiac signs or
Mm-hmm.
Myers-Briggs
Mm-hmm.
personality types, where it's like this is an aspect about your person, and those things don't necessarily change,
Mm-hmm.
but you're kind of saying that it's like it's something you can kind of like if your partner is like speaks a different love language and you can kind of like learn how to speak that
Kind of.
language.
All of
Okay.
all of these different things kind of hold hands. Like I even have
Sure.
a thing down here where it's like the love languages are kind of like the magic pie chart or whatever like
Yeah,
that. The
haha.
magic color pie. Um Not in a
There are
way of
5 of them.
like motivation exactly,
Sure.
but it's literally just the way that people best receive and show love for each other. I'll tell you what they are, just to help you a little bit in understanding what they are.
Sounds good.
There are 5 of them, like you said.
Hmm.
The first one is words of affirmation, which is people expressing love through verbal components, and through praise and appreciation.
Okay, so like, is that like a oh I love you, or like
Yeah,
a, or is that as like a how was your day?
any of that.
Okay,
Like the thing too is it can kind of change from person to person. So
sure.
someone who uh has words of affirmation as their love language gives and prefers to receive love through like vocalizing it, through saying I love you and
Oh,
like asking people questions and like showing interest through verbal cues, giving praise, like telling people they're doing a good job. Like they're very vocal.
sure. Okay, that makes sense.
Then there's acts of service, which is a different place in my notes. It's for
Oh, okay.
it's completing tasks, doing actions for someone or to show their love. So it's like acts of service is like instead of if that was your primary love language,
Yeah.
instead of telling you I love you all the time, like in words of affirmation, I would like do the dishes or like go get your oil changed in your
Yeah, like
car.
take care of things for you and let you relax, or like buy you
No,
flowers.
that's a different one. That's a gift.
Oh. So that's not like a gift. This is like a like you have a lot of things on your plate, so I am going to take some of that
Yeah.
burden onto me to show how much I care
Yeah,
about you.
acts of service is
Okay,
like you'd like something to get done and so they do it for you.
I see. All right, that's neat.
Um Receiving gifts and gift giving is
Here
the
we
next
go.
one.
That's the
It's
flowers.
pretty self-explanatory. It's giving and receiving gifts to communicate love, which I think is one of my love languages. I love to give people presents.
Oh, okay. So when you say it's one of your love languages, that's one of the ways you communicate love. Is there a different way to explain how you like to receive?
No, it's usually one and the same.
Okay,
And I'll give you
okay.
more examples to kind of show you how that is like how people do it. It's just kind of innately like that's how you show love. So that's
Yeah,
kind of how you like to receive it. It's not like there's a wrong way to receive a love language
sure,
exactly,
sure.
except sometimes it causes you to butt heads if like
Yeah, if two people have like a very different
different love
way of
language.
expressing their love, that the other person doesn't necessarily understand that to be like an expression of love.
Right. Or it
Got
doesn't
you.
or it makes you not feel as appreciated.
Okay.
I'll get into that later. I have all sorts of notes on this. But anyway, that one was gifts. It's they like to give gifts. They like to get gifts. It makes them feel appreciated and
Okay.
like they're appreciating other people.
Sure.
Um, Quality time is the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Giving someone your undivided attention and allowing them to have all of your focus.
Okay, yeah.
Some people like that have this love language feel like if you don't have times where you're avidly just paying attention to them, that you're not giving them proper like love and attention.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
And so when they like if that's how they express their love like and that's their love language, then they will make sure that when they're trying to make you feel appreciated, they're giving you their undivided attention.
Okay.
And then the last one is physical touch.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyone who has this love language as their primary love language likes to feel affection through physical touch, like holding hands, kissing, cuddling, petting, like stuff like that.
Yeah. And is that like it's very is it does it say that it's like a like is this like a public display of affection kind of thing? Like, oh, I want to like hold hands at the
Well,
mall
the thing
like
is,
we
it's
used to do in high school.
everyone kind of has a different way to do it too.
Sure,
Like
there's like variations.
there's like sorry subsections of each love language.
Of
So
course.
you can have a love language and then not want to hold hands in public, but you want to cuddle.
I got you. Okay.
Or there's people that are like they exclusively want to hold hands like in public or like they don't care where. It kind of depends on the person after you get to the love
Sure.
language.
That's like more of an like it factors in other things. That's more of like an introvert versus extrovert kind of thing.
Or just personal
Sort of.
preference thing.
Sure, sure.
Um It's most like, I said, this is kind of like the color chart for Magic the Gathering, where
Mm-hmm.
everyone has a little bit of each, but everyone has a primary and like much preferred love language.
I see. Yeah. So it's similar in the sense that like you reflect all of them because like we are human beings and we love to be loved by people and
Right,
to express love to the people we care about, but like the way that you the way that you experience it is different.
right. Like a person that doesn't like or like has a different love language and doesn't like receiving gifts is not going to flat out reject a gift every time you give it to them. But if that is your love language and you're berating them with gifts, they probably don't want those gifts for the most part.
Sure. That makes sense.
Which is kind of like where it's like if you have a whole lot of like one color in your chart and people keep trying to act that way towards you,
Yeah.
sure you're not going to shun it 100% of the time, but most of the time you will.
Yeah. Like how like there's someone who's like I'm like a very giving person and
Mm-hmm.
so I don't have like a selfish bone in my body, that kind of person. It's very similar to like the person whose love language is like pretty much everything except like they have some sort of like problem with physical touch, like they just like they don't
Mm-hmm.
like to be close to people, they don't like to be in contact with people, and so like physical touch is very like it's very uncomfortable for them, so that wouldn't be like there's aspects of it that maybe they'd be okay with from time to time, but for the most part it's not
Yeah, they
a
don't
way for
really
them to
want you to be touching them.
sure, okay, so yeah, that does seem very similar. That's really cool.
You could just ask yourself what you feel is most important to you, or you can take the love language quiz, which we're going to do.
Oh, we're gonna do that right now?
Yeah,
Oh boy.
we're both going to take the quiz. We're going to ask each other the questions on the quiz.
Okay.
And then we're going to figure out what our love languages are and see what that's like.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay.
But before we do, I decided that we should probably put the link in the description down below so people can look at it for themselves and take it if they want to, and potentially tell us what their love languages are.
I'm going to write myself a note of that because for those of our longtime listeners who watched our episode about the color philosophy, I did say in that video that we were going to put a link in the description, and then I didn't do it for like 2 weeks. So,
No, it was like the same day.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, right, recording versus uploading. Yeah, okay, it wasn't that bad. I kind of just outed myself then. I was like, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, no.
I
Erica
will.
told us the moment it went up, she went, I wanted to take that quiz, where's the link? And then we added the link up, and then all the power went off for like a week.
Shout out to Erica. Thank you for keeping me
Shout out
honest.
to the storm that knocked our power out.
Also
Love
that.
you.
But yeah, so okay, I will. We're gonna have a link in the description for this quiz. So if you are
Interested or want to
in
share what your love languages are?
yeah, if you want to find out, it's like a fun thing to take with your partner, significant
It's
other.
good to know just for everything, not even just significant others. Like
it's not like a group quiz sort of thing.
well, it's like you need to know your love language.
Sure.
It is not about if we're a couple or not. It is about your love language and how you express love, and my love language and how I express love.
I see. Okay.
And it's good for each other to know, but it's also good for everyone to know.
So it tends to be more of like this is a thing that is intrinsic to me and not necessarily like a group language that's spoken by a couple.
Yes.
Okay, I mean like it can be, I imagine.
If you have the same one, or like the thing is people think it's like it's just romantic centric, but
Sure.
that's because when you're in a romantic relationship, you're sharing love all of the time.
Oh.
And so it's really important to understand how they prefer to give and receive love so you're not like, especially if you don't share a love language, so that they're not berating you with gifts and you're like, what the fuck is this?
So this isn't even necessarily just a romantic thing. Like this is something
Yeah.
like if I want like a friend or a family member to like
If you want to make them feel more appreciated and you
Yeah,
know how they prefer to receive affection, then that's how you can do that.
yeah,
Or
like it'd be like, oh, like giving flowers to your mom, or
Mhm.
like planning like a day trip with your best friend to go like spontaneously do something fun.
yes.
Oh, that's awesome. See, I thought it was like a romantic thing.
It can be, but it's
I think it's literally just because at the bookstore it's in like a little subsection. It's like
You know what?
marriage and family.
I don't think the bookstore knows where this book should be. Because both places you told me where this book is located, I don't care where. Like, I
Sure.
never find it. And
Sure.
I really like this topic, but it doesn't sound like they put it in the right place.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So it's definitely. Well, I think that kind of like biased me as to like what
It
it
was
was
about.
actually about, because like I just assumed it was like this is specifically about like a romantic or like family like context, like as in like spouses or like partners or something.
Well, yeah, it's important for that, but it's
But
important
it's
for anybody.
kind of a catch-all. That's neat.
Um,
I'm excited to take this
Knowing your love
test.
language can help you out a lot because then people know how best to convey their love to you, and you know how best to convey your love to people. I can't talk today, my god. Subsequently.
We are having a on the ball day
Oh,
today.
yeah. If you try to use your love language to try and convey love to others and fill up their emotional tank, conflict, hurt, lack of feeling of significance could occur. So, like, let's say that yours is touch,
Sure.
but mine is not.
Okay.
And mine is uh, like quality time or something like
Sure.
that. But I don't want to be touched all the time.
Right.
And you're always touching me.
Yeah, like I'm always just like, oh, like rub your shoulder.
And you think that is filling up my like feeling of
Yeah,
appreciation?
it's like, she totally knows that I care super
That this
a
is
lot
me
about
showing
it.
her that I like her, and I'm just sitting there like a cat you're rubbing backwards.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, that's not actually true.
Right.
Just for clarification. But like, that's a one particular way where it could potentially make people feel unappreciated. Well,
And-
you're trying to make them feel appreciated.
Yeah, and it's interesting to like keep that in mind too when you're in a relationship, like to know what your partner's love language is, or your friend or a family member, like if you want to express love to them, because like you could just be doing that, and because that's your love language, you're like, oh yeah, like they know that I care about them so much, and they're just like, oh, I feel like this person's like really distant from me, like they don't really want to spend time with me, they just kind of
And they
like
also keep touching
exist.
me, and I really wish they wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Or then they'll tell you to stop touching them. And then
right, and then you're
and
just
then
like,
you feel like, oh, they hate me.
shit. This is like this
Yeah.
is spicy. Okay.
Learning and being aware of the love languages of all sorts of people, friends, family, significant others, people in the workplace even, is a great way to bring out the best in people, begin to communicate in more effective ways, and to discuss differences while keeping harmony.
Okay.
And this is where I have the examples. So, like, those examples I gave were kind of just ones off my head that may not be perfect. But,
Sure.
so I was saying that I watched a girl on TikTok who was talking about her dad and how he makes breakfast for her every morning.
Okay.
He cuts up her food really, really small.
Alrighty.
And she was like, okay, fine, I guess. But she was always confused by it, but she never really questioned it out loud. But then one time she decided she was going to make her dad breakfast. And her mom came in and was like, oh, is that for your dad? Make sure you cut it up really, really small for him. And she's like, okay, why? And her mom was like, because that's how he likes his food. And when you cut it up really small, it shows that you put a lot of time into it and it makes him feel loved and appreciated.
Oh.
So his love language is acts of service.
Right, like it's a thing that you are doing to show someone that like I'm putting time and effort into our relationship.
Like taking the time out of your day to make sure you make the food the way he really likes to have it done.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool.
But that's also like how it could show you how it's very particular. You think acts of service have to be big gestures. Sometimes it's small gestures.
Like you assume like the common example of like I took out all the trash and cleaned the room. I like washed the car. I like got all the like paper, all the bills.
But there was also a thing that I was hearing too about how like some people really like to do some things themselves, but would prefer to have other things taken care of. So if you're just wildly guessing what acts of service to do,
right,
sometimes you're still doing the wrong thing. So it's good to communicate and make sure you know which things they'd prefer you to take care of.
The official Wisdom Save podcast stance on relationships. Communication is
please
very
talk
important.
To each other. Goddamn.
Yes. No one's a mind reader. Please talk to your partner.
But I said that she realized that her dad uses acts of service to communicate love, and this just comes more prominently in how he prepares food. But this is also a key into how showing others love with your love language and not theirs can fall on deaf ears. She was in her car crying because she just realized at 18 years old that this is how her dad really was trying to communicate love to her all this time.
Oh.
I mean, she was happy
Yeah,
crying,
like it's very sweet.
but she's like, she went her entire life not understanding that him preparing food and taking the time out, like, of course you're like, oh wow, like he does a thing for me, that's cool. But also,
Yeah.
like, if that's not how you show love or receive love naturally, then when they go out of their way to do that for you, you're like, all right. But he's really being like, I love you very much, so I'm doing this thing for you.
Wow.
Um, and another good
Hmm.
example, though not great for anyone not on track with our D&D podcasts,
Oh boy.
is Ivy. She's a character I play. Um, you don't really have to know her to know this. This is just, I'll very briefly give this
Yeah,
to you.
imagine these are just like these are hypothetical characters.
She seems like an overall angry and like very frustrated person, which she is.
Sure.
But she strongly shows love through gift giving.
Yes, absolutely.
Everyone in our group has, in my opinion, I don't know for sure because none of them have taken the test, but from what I can see, they show
Oh.
love through touch, acts of service, or not acts of service, touch, quality time, and words of confirmation.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Um, as their love languages, I'm pretty sure. So
And it's like each person is like a little bit different.
yes,
And that's why everyone in our D&D
I think
party
touch
hates
is
each other.
Noir. Touch like touch
Because she's
or
like always like, can
hugging,
I
and
have a
she wants a head
hug?
pat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure quality time is Arya. She wants to spend a lot of time with people.
Probably. She's like one of her biggest problems right now is that she feels like super isolated from
Hmm.
everyone because she doesn't know how to open up emotionally and like just let herself exist around people. She just thinks everyone's mad at her.
And then either Kylie is either time or words of confirmation. Because while she wants to be like the big bitch, if people don't agree with her and aren't like being like, yeah, we're following you because you're cool,
Yeah.
like she acts like we don't love her or like care about her or
Oh,
think she's in charge.
it's definitely I think you're totally right, but I think it's definitely both of them
Hmm.
because like
Well, the thing is you can also have two
right.
strong. You have one primary, but you can have a secondary.
Sure.
Most of them fall to the wayside, but it's like sometimes you have one and that's all you have. Sometimes you have two.
Two, yeah.
But that's usually where it ends. You don't have like a bunch of love languages.
Sure, yeah. It's not like you
Sorry.
have multiple. That stays in.
Oh yeah, that stays in.
We don't edit on this podcast. This is a go commando like
Sorry, guys.
to the wind podcast.
I'm having an off day.
You're
like,
doing wonderfully.
I've become nocturnal fully, and
It's
so
true.
I've been sleeping all day. That's why I can't talk. I woke up a little while ago before we were recording. God, okay.
Yeah, we record at night, which is morning for her and night for me.
Yes.
I'm like good. I still have the day's energy cresting off. She's still like rubbing the sleep from her eyes like as we talk.
So I'm just starting the new day. Anyways.
You're doing wonderful.
Thank you. So they all have more like not more like hands-on love languages than gift giving.
Sure, okay.
Which is funny because we talked about having a secondary love language, and I think hers might be acts of service. I think Ivy does gift giving and acts of service, and everyone else has
sense.
touch, time, and words.
Yeah, which is like the total opposite of hers, and so that's why she has such a hard time.
Well, that's why when people want to hug her, she doesn't want hugs. When people want to spend time with her, sometimes she's okay with it, but most of the time she doesn't conceive that as like people trying to show her love.
Yeah, that's not quality time. That's just like you want to be in my space, and that's fine, I guess. But sometimes I just want to do my own.
Sometimes
thing.
I would like you to not be here, and then also words of affirmation. She doesn't want anyone to praise her. She thinks you're lying. Like so like those are not her languages.
That's a whole nother bucket to unpack. Yeah.
So that's how the group tries to show Ivy love, but that's not her love language, so it doesn't make her feel loved or appreciated. She shows love mostly through gifts and acts of service and protecting the group, making potions for people, making clothing, mending stuff, or like putting on a concert.
Oh,
Uh,
so like yeah, so like all the gifts that she's been like making those cloaks
mm-hmm,
and like making like making food and stuff for
mm-hmm.
the group. All of that is
She
like
literally bought those beads of nourishment so that we wouldn't starve, and she kept them in her bag and waited for us to run out of food. And sure, she played a stupid game where we ran out of food, and everyone's like, "We're gonna starve!" But then she's like, "Here, I have these fucking beads of nourishment. They're not
yeah,
food, but like,
I have these like
yeah, because
tap
she loves
yeah,
everybody."
I have these tapioca pearls that turn into a
Yeah.
four-course meal.
So while everyone might not, because they don't have her love languages,
Hmm.
so they may not convey that as her showing them love, but she is.
Right.
It's just differently.
She just planned it out ahead of time because she cares about them and wants like nothing bad to happen
Yeah.
to them.
The others have a hard time picking up on that because it isn't their love language, which is why they always fight.
That explains so much. That's why each of us need a therapist.
Or just a fucking talk. But also,
Yeah.
that's not Ivy's love language. She doesn't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, see, this is like that's what I'm saying. We circle around a therapist.
Yeah.
Like really we just
We
need
should.
some professional assistance.
So now that we're all filled in on it,
But
I
anyway,
wanted us to take the quiz and figure out what our own love languages are. But first, I wanted us to guess what each other's and our love language is.
ooh, okay. So I was kind of thinking about mine. Um I don't know. Like for me, um like I don't necessarily think like it's weird. Uh, Quality time I sort of gravitate a little bit
Mm-hmm.
towards because I enjoy spending time with people. I'm very much like well, occasionally very much a social person. I'm a little bit like I'm extroverted until I'm done and then I'm very introverted.
Mm-hmm.
Um once my emotional battery has run out, I would like to only sleep. But um but I think generally I don't know. I find that quality time is very hard for me sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
especially because like just like I have ADHD, so like it's hard for me to like.
Well, also spending time together is just a normal thing lots of people do. Is spending time with somebody a way that you are showing love to them,
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. That's the thing is that, like I like spending time with like
or the
my
people you're more
with like
affectionate towards? Do you
you
like you
or my
touch them or?
friends or um like family members when they're not getting on my nerves. I love spending time with people, but I don't need to spend time with someone to know that they love me or to know that I love them.
Right.
Like that's not a necessary thing to showcase love.
Right.
So yeah, so I guess it's not that. Especially because like when I'm around people, it's hard for me to like stay like totally locked in on one person or especially a group of people for a long period of time. Group of people it's a little bit easier, but like I just get so easily like pulled by the millions of things that are going on around me, especially since, now that we have like I have a cell phone with good internet, it's just like a nightmare to get me to focus on something for more than 20 minutes. But
See, I think your love language is words of affirmation.
I totally agree, and especially because I do it so often.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will be like laser focused on something. I'll be at like a hyper focus moment. Like I have my headphones in, I'm watching an episode of Critical Role or like listening to music or something, and you're like reading something or writing something
Or
or just like
drawing.
drawing. Yeah, exactly. And like I find that like every like 15, 20 minutes, I'll like pop a headphone out, maybe pause the video, and I'll just be like, "Hey, I love you," and
Yeah,
then just I
I
do it
was
like
writing
all
this.
day.
I was writing this, and you did that to me 4 times over the course of me
Oh.
doing this.
And you weren't researching for that long. It was like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like literally every 15 minutes, I'm just like, hey, by the way, I love you.
Yeah. And I go, I love you too, baby.
Yeah. Oh, that is, I think that's totally mine.
Yeah, I think it's yours. Yours is either, I think it's mainly words of affirmation and maybe a little bit physical touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you really like cuddling and petting, but that also might just be because we're in a relationship, so I don't know.
Well, sure. Well, I also just it's also like a common like Taurus trait.
Yeah,
too.
they're
like I
cuddly.
very much like I like head scratches, especially, and mostly because my head gets itchy for some reason. I don't
So
know
I
why.
think
But
yours is words of affirmation. And I
I
think
think you're right about a little bit of physical touch. I don't think it's above that. But
right.
no, yeah, because and I think that I originally was like, I'm having a hard time wrapping around both the idea that it's a way that you give and prefer to receive love,
Mhm.
because like I definitely like I was like, oh yeah, like I do that, but I don't know if it's like my number one way. But like, or like I like being like having nice things said to me, or like reaffirming words of love like sent towards me, but I like it's not like a huge deal. But
Or
then
even when
like I
you're
literally do that all the time.
yeah.
I tell everybody, like I'll like message, like hit up the group chat on Discord and be like, hey everybody, just let you know that I love and care about all of you. Okay, bye. Like
Well,
that's
also,
just me.
it's not even just physically saying I love you. Like when you're doing something new, it probably makes you feel a lot better if people are telling you you're doing well, or like if you're not feeling your best. Sometimes you feel at ease because you start talking in the group
Yeah.
chat. Like
Or like the times that we've had like guests at D&D and they're like, "Oh, hey, like I thought that was really cool. Like you do a really good job like running the game, and like all your voices are cool." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to ride that wave like for the
yeah,
next week straight into Self-Confidence Town. Like that's
yeah.
cool." Yeah, that's totally it. I would be, I honestly feel like at this point I'd be shocked if it doesn't
If it
show up that
wasn't
way on the
that,
test. But who knows? We could be surprised
and
because
I
I have no
think I
fucking
know
idea.
mine,
Do I
but
know
do you know
yours?
what mine is? And I might be
Hmm.
wrong, but I think I know what mine is.
I guess I'm notoriously bad at this. I don't like it. It could be a little bit of physical touch, but I don't
Hmm.
think it's a lot of it. I don't think it's like the big one. 'Cause, like you definitely are very much like we'll just both be sitting like like in bed, or like on like the chairs like in the garage or something like
Hmm.
that, and we'll always just have like our like legs or feet will be touching, or just kind of like just like not doing anything necessarily, just like we'll just be in contact with each other.
Well, I'll give you a hint about that one. That one
Yeah,
is not my love
I
language.
didn't think so. I think
Um,
it's like
but
a
that's
part of it.
because, uh, spoiler alert. I am very, I'm very like particular about who I give affection to.
Sure.
So I don't like to, in just a natural state, I don't like to be touched. And I think
Right.
I remember telling you that like at the very beginning of like when we just started like really hanging out,
Yeah.
that I don't really like to be touched.
Yeah.
But like people that I actually enjoy are the exception.
I see. That makes so much
So
sense.
like I don't like it when just well, if random people touch me, I am not into it. I
Sure.
will avidly tell them do not touch me.
Yeah.
But like if you
I've
or
seen you
like
get like real
yeah,
upset about it too.
but
Yeah.
like if like anyone in our D&D group tried to give me a hug, of course I'm going to give them a hug because I like them, so I
Yeah.
will hug them.
Yeah.
Or like if my family tried to give me a hug, I will give them a hug because I like them.
Right.
But like
But if I don't know you, don't touch me.
but also to a point where if I get sad or like I'm having an emotional moment, I do not want you to touch me. And I don't care who you are. Like if I'm
Sure.
crying, I don't want anyone to touch me.
Oops.
I know. Well, that's because that's the thing is
Whoopsie.
that's most people's gut reaction is,
That's definitely my
oh,
gut reaction.
she's sad, so she needs a hug or
Yeah,
she needs
she's
me to
sad.
like
I'm gonna rub her shoulders
she needs me to
about
comfort
it.
her. I do not want you to touch me.
Oof. I'll
And
get it down. I'll get it down eventually.
well, I mean it's fine because like if I'm not yelling at you, it's usually okay.
Sure.
But like because I'm pretty sure also like when Stool needed to go away, I'm pretty sure I was
Again, spoilers.
crying.
D&D
Yeah,
campaign. Out of
D&D thing.
context,
There
it
was a
sounds like a
little guy I was taking care of, and
little mushroom
we
boy.
got him home, and he was fine. But like I was bawling in D&D, and I'm pretty sure Kyle touched my shoulder and he gave me
Oh,
a pat,
yeah.
and that's fine. Like I
Sure.
wasn't mad about that. But pretty normally, if I am upset, especially because it's so hard for me to be emotional in public, that if I
Right.
trust you enough to get to that point, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't help. But anyway, so what do you? So
So
that one's
that all
eliminated.
I know so far is that it's not that one.
Yeah. So what are the other ones?
Yeah, I
Are
gotta look at them.
words of affirmation, acts of service, gift giving, and quality time.
Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving and giving gifts, quality. Oh, it's like Oh, it's between two for me. Like
Okay.
for sure. I think it's honestly between um I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure it's between giving and receiving gifts or acts of service.
I think both of those are mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's because.
Because the thing is, I would have said quality time
Hmm.
because we spend so much time together.
Hmm.
But like, you also are exactly the kind of person who can like be like, oh, life's busy. Won't see one of my best friends for like 4 months, and then we hang out again. And you're just like, that was fine. Like, let's just
Yeah.
like now we're good.
We're just like we've always been.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
if
not
I
like
don't
a
see Kate or
mandatory.
Rebecca for like
Yeah,
6 months, then we come back together eventually and we're perfectly fine.
yeah.
It's like nothing ever
It's
changed.
basically the same thing for me. Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, no, and I do notice that like especially like some of the times you've been like most excited is like when you'll be like, oh man, I really wish I had this thing, and like
mhm,
throw it into your Amazon cart or something like that. And then like if I buy it for you, it's like it could
mhm,
be like the smallest thing. Like it was like it could be like when you were like, my birthday's coming up. Like, wish I had enough money for these bottles of resin. I really want to make like
mhm,
cool resin molds. And then when they showed up with the molds and stuff for your birthday, and you were just like your face like lit up, and you're just like,
mhm,
yes, like I can do, because like your mind was going a mile a minute. You're just like, look at all these cool things I can do with this now. And to
mhm,
me, who's like not particularly crafty and not
mhm.
particularly artistic in a like physical art sense, was just like I'm so happy for you, but it's just like a bottle of goo, and I
Yeah.
like she's really excited about that bottle of goo, like.
Like, sure, that's fine. Well, see, that's the thing too, is like I'm super weird about the gift giving, which is why I'm assuming why people might not think it's my love language,
Sure.
because I don't like asking people to get me things. But if you get me things and I didn't ask you for them, it could be the biggest thing or the smallest thing. Like literally you bought me one time you came home, you're like, I got you a gift, and I was like, what'd you get me? And you're like, I got you a matcha latte from Starbucks. And I was like, fuck yes!
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. That's always fun.
Um,
It's more exciting to you that it's the gift.
yeah.
But also like definitely acts of service, because like when I do like random chores so that you don't have to do them,
Hmm.
it's just like a big game
Thank God,
changer for your
yes.
day. You're just like, oh, one less thing to do.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't mind doing things on my own, and that's the thing too,
No,
is
you definitely
it's
don't.
also kind of tricky in that point because there are things I would prefer to do. Like
Sure.
if I am part of a
Like if I was
food
just like,
making process,
sure,
you better just fucking let me do it.
yeah.
Don't.
I have learned to
Yeah.
stay out of the kitchen when you are cooking. If I'm cooking, it's a different story. But
Yeah.
if you're cooking, I'll offer to help,
Uh-huh.
but I know you're not
I
gonna
always just tell
say,
you no.
yeah, I know you're not
Just
gonna
don't
say
fucking
yes,
help me.
and that's fine. Maybe someday you will say yes, and I'll be able to help out. Like when you're like, yeah, just pour the sodas. I'm like, yeah,
Well,
okay, I can do
well,
that.
that's usually what I have you do because I'm like, I don't like if I've started this thing and I'm on track to do it. I do not need another person coming in
Sure,
and guessing what I'm thinking to try and finish it. Because I'm not going to talk to you to tell you every single little step because I could have just done it in
of
that
course,
time.
of course.
So, so I'm like, you're like, oh, what can I? And that doesn't mean that I don't love you or that I
Of course.
don't want you to help
Oh, I
me.
know.
But like, if you were going to help me with this act, start it, finish it. If not, I will start it, I will finish it.
And I think it's because I've like cued in the fact that you like the acts of service are important to you. That like that's why I offer all the time,
Hmm.
even in those situations where like I'm pretty sure you're just gonna be like, no,
Well, because that's the thing. The
I
act
still
of
want to
service
help.
for me is taking on the responsibility. It's
Oh, I see.
it's like if I'm like I want to make food but I really don't want food. Like or I want food but I don't want to make it.
Right. If
And
I were then be like, I got this.
then awesome. That's great. I love that. But also
Sure.
like if you then do not want to make the food, I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." But then you offer halfway through to help me. I'm like, "No.
Oh, I see. I see.
Funny, but no."
Yeah. She ain't gonna let me near it.
Yeah, don't even fucking come to the other side of this counter because I will yeet you into next year. But anyway, I'll write that down as mine. There's a spider!
You didn't hurt him, did you?
I don't think so. I think he ran away.
I think he's on the floor, yeah.
Sorry, guys. It was a spider.
We had a guest star this episode.
Oh, bleh.
It's our first guest star. It's the spider.
It's our second guest star. The first one was a frog.
Oh, shit. I almost forgot about the frog.
Okay. I wrote my love language guest down as gift giving. So now, I'm going to bring up that quiz.
Oh, you have it on your phone. I was going to say, I'm like, are we pulling it up on the computer?
I was going to bring it up on the computer, but also...
we can just do it on the phone.
I figure I'll just do it on the phone.
So while she's doing that, if you've gotten this far in the video, post in the comments. What do you think that our spider friend should be named? What do you think the frog friend should be named? Give us suggestions in the comments. No, at least name the frog. You can name the spider if you are
only if
daring.
it's Daddy McDedderson. Thank you. Bye.
Or like, yeah, you can name the spider something mean. Keep it PG-13. There are impressionable young children who watch this podcast. Are there? I don't think. God, I hope not.
Okay. So the 5 love languages. Is this the right quiz? I think this is the right one. It's on a site that's literally called, yeah, there we go, 5 love languages. Couple quiz, children quiz, teen quiz, single quiz. We're a couple, so...
Yeah, we should do that. Is that going to be like a different...
No, I think it's just like for people that are in a couple. So do you want me to... We're going to quiz you first?
Sure, I'm down with that.
So gender, you're a boy.
That's true.
What is your age?
I am 27. Yes.
You're my age. So.
I'm 27 because I told everyone that if I happen to get famous this year, they need to like ruin my shot at fame, like make up some shit.
So you don't die?
Yeah, because I don't want to join the 27 club. Like, not that I'm gonna put myself on the level of like Kurt Cobain and like Amy Winehouse.
But just no fame this year, please.
Yeah, I think maybe like Jimi Hendrix. I don't know how.
See, this is the bad year to make our podcast.
Yeah, because like, what if we get like super big? What if we like?
We probably won't, but
what
God.
if we like strike gold on a topic and like we get like really popular, and then I like spontaneously die because the 27 club has come to claim me?
It's really not a good idea to try and make something that you put in the public eye while also COVID's going on and you're 27.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I did. Did we think about that? No. Are we grabbing life by the seat of the pants and charging headlong into danger? Absolutely.
Don't worry. If our podcast blows up, I'll just put you in a plastic bubble.
I feel like I could probably hang in there for a little while at least.
Okay, second question.
Anyway, I'm 27 years old.
It says, are you married or in a relationship? I'm going to hit yes.
That is correct.
Have you read The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman?
I have not read the book.
That's probably...
I have occasionally skimmed through it when customers have left it on the table. But other than that, no.
Is it more meaningful to you when you receive a loving note, text, or email for no special reason from a loved one, or you get a hug from your partner?
Which one of those is more meaningful?
Yes.
I mean, I like hugs a lot. I think my brain is telling me hug just because it happens more often. But like, I still have like in my book bag, I still have like a bunch of those like cute notes you used to write me when you were at work, and I still go back and I look at them from time to time. So I definitely think that one's more important.
You're gonna go for the text, the note.
Yeah, like because the thing is like an email. Like I don't care. Like don't send me an email.
Don't be
like hey like. At a convenient time, to whom it may concern.
Love you.
You are cute. I love you. Handwritten letters. Mwah, beautiful. Love that.
Is it more meaningful to you when you can spend alone time with your partner, just you two, or your partner does something practical to help you?
Ooh, I think it's more meaningful when I get to spend like quality time, like alone time with you.
Okay. Is it more meaningful to you when your partner gives you a little gift as a token gives you a token of... You
got this, baby. You got this.
I bet this would be so much better if I could talk.
You got this.
My partner gives me...
We'll fix it in post. We won't fix it in
post. Is it more meaningful to you when your partner gives you a little gift as a token of their love, or you get to spend an uninterrupted
uninterrupted
leisure time with your partner?
I do like my uninterrupted leisure time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's probably that one. Like, I do love little gifts,
Mm-hmm.
but like, oh, there's nothing better than just being like, what do I have to do today? Fuck all.
There's
All right,
definitely
sweet.
not as much excitement in you when I give you a rock as a present.
I love like when you made the little resin D20 necklace for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But I more love when
We get to
it's like,
relax and
oh,
watch
we
a
both
show.
have a day off and we can just sit here and watch movies all day and like just be close to each
You
other.
right, you right.
Love that. That's my dream.
Is it more meaningful to you when your partner unexpectedly does something for you, like filling your car or doing the laundry, or when your partner and you touch?
Oh, it's definitely more meaningful when you like do little things for me. If I come home with a pile of, I heard that. Your ringtone's going on. If I come home or I leave for work with a pile of laundry next to me at work, I'm just like, oh, have to get home and I have to do that laundry. I have to work an 8-hour shift and then I gotta go do the laundry. And I'm just like, kind of like, it's not a huge deal, but I feel like, I gotta just do more stuff when I get home. If I come home and there's no laundry in there, it's just like, oh, life changed. Like it's just immediate. Like like the faster that I get to transition from work to relax time, the happier I am.
I see. Okay. Is it more meaningful to you when your partner puts his or her arm around you in public, or when your partner surprises you with a gift?
Hmm. Probably when I get surprised with a gift. I don't need to make a big public show of my affection for people. The people that I love are like, I love them, and I don't need to be like, oh, hey, like, look, everybody, like, this person is my special person, or like, this is
Mm-hmm.
my best friend. It's like, but like, if someone's just like, hey, I got you this like dumb fucking $10 like goofy shit
If I
from the
got you this pin
convenience.
that says "Me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans,"
Yeah, I would. First of all, I would piss my pants laughing, and second of all, I would cherish that for like until my dying day. Yeah, absolutely.
okay, is it more meaningful to you when you're around your partner, even if you're not really doing anything, or when you and your partner hold hands?
It's definitely the first one. I definitely like being able to like just kind of exist
Just
in
kind
the
of be
same
around.
space as you. Yeah.
Is it more meaningful to you when your partner gives you a gift, or you hear "I love you" from your partner?
I love hearing "I love you." It's very nice.
um, is it more meaningful to you when you sit close to your partner, or you're complimented by a loved one for no apparent reason?
Definitely the second one.
Getting compliments.
I love compliments. Even if it's not true, fucking lie to me. Just like I
Tell me
need
I
I
cute.
I need that serotonin boost. Just like inject that shit directly into my bloodstream.
Is it more meaningful to you when you get a chance to just hang out with your partner, or you unexpectedly get a small gift from them?
I mean, I definitely prefer just being able to hang out with you. Yeah, definitely.
Is it more meaningful when you hear your partner tell you, "I'm proud of you," or when your partner helps you with a task?
I've never empathized with the first one more in my entire life. That isn't that what we all want?
Just
Like
people to be
just for the
proud.
people you love to say, "Hey, I'm proud of you."
Hmm.
Like, oh my god, what a fucking game changer that would be. Yeah, that's like hands down my favorite shit in the whole world. There's like no questions asked.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Uh, see, that's the thing is I'm not really on par with it. I'm just like, sure.
Right. No. You do that stuff all the time. You'll be
Yeah.
like,
Well,
you
because I'm pretty sure I figured out your love language
you
already.
did,
So,
yeah. You definitely did. You knew going into this, I think.
um, is it more meaningful to you when I almost thought that it said I get to go in the dumpster? I get to do
I,
things.
I do belong in the
I do want
dumpster.
to be in the dumpster. I get to do things with my partner,
Mhm.
or I hear supportive words from my partner. So you get to do things with them, or they give you supportive words. Which one's better?
Oh, definitely the second one.
Um,
I love hearing supportive words. I love hearing words.
I
Just
I
talk
just
at
like
me.
words.
Just talk at me. I
Uh,
do enough talking at people. Please talk at me.
is it more meaningful to you when your partner your partner does things for you instead of just talking about things, uh, or you feel connected to your partner through a hug.
Repeat the first one again.
Your partner does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things.
Oh, so like actually does things instead of
Instead of
just
just
saying
talking
I'm
about
gonna
doing
do the
nice
thing. Or
things.
if I get a hug,
Hmm.
it's the first one. Yeah, I like if I come
I like
home
the
and
follow through.
yeah, if I come home and it's like, hey, remember I said I was gonna do this favor for you? I did the favor for you. I'm just like,
Also,
one less thing to do.
who likes when people are just like, I'm gonna do this nice thing for you, and then they don't?
Well, yeah, I'm assuming that wasn't like a
Yeah.
like I don't think it was like, oh yeah, like if you pick hug, then they also are just gonna like
Not do the thing for
lead
you.
you on about like things for a while. It's like I think it's like just the whole or the other.
Hmm. Is it more meaningful to you when you hear praise from your partner, or your partner gives you something that shows you he or she was truly thinking about you?
Truly give you something that says they were truly thinking about you. The first one was worded how exactly?
I hear praise from my partner.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Is it more meaningful to you when you're able to just be around your partner, or you get a back rub or massage from your partner?
I am a big fan of back
I
rubs.
know.
It is a responsibility of all self-respecting people who were born between April 22nd and May 21st.
For back rubs.
Taurus, if you will, to understand the glory and beauty of a good massage. There's nothing on this earth that is better. Besides, someone telling you they're proud of you, I guess.
Getting told they're proud of you during the back rub, just chef's kiss.
Yep. I think at that point, that's when my soul leaves my body and I ascend to a higher plane of existence. Like, that's when I achieve enlightenment. That's it for me. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it more meaningful to you when your partner reacts positively to something that you've accomplished, or your partner does something for you that you know that they don't particularly enjoy?
Oh, ew, definitely the first one. I don't want you to do things for me that you don't like.
Well, it's not like a thing. It's not like making me
Oh, well,
clean
not
up
like a thing
barf.
you hate, like a thing you don't enjoy. Like
It's like when I do
it's
the
not.
laundry. I don't like doing the
Yeah, no one
laundry,
likes
but
doing
like,
laundry. I don't like doing laundry. I
but
do
like,
it after over the course of several
yeah. But if
days.
you,
But
but if I do the laundry for you, did I love it? No.
oh,
Did I
okay.
still do it? Yeah. Did I hate it?
Well, that
No.
changes it slightly, but certainly not enough to make my answer different.
So, reacting positively to something you did.
Oh, absolutely. If I like accomplished something and you're just like, "Wow, good job," I'd be like, "It was a good job.
I
Yeah,
did good. Thank you.
you right."
Okay.
Just slap the gold star on my chest. Like that's all I want.
um, is it more meaningful to you when your partner and you quiz kiss frequently?
Okay.
Or you sense that your partner is showing interest in the things you care about?
Holy fuck, it's definitely the second one.
Hmm.
Like, not to be wrong. I love just being like, oh hi, give you a smooch real quick.
Uh-huh.
Like that's cute to me. But like if I just start like fucking going off about like something that I'm like one of my like personal special interests or something like that, and then you're just like, oh my god, tell me more. I'm just like, oh, so like I would die for you.
Yeah. Which is great because that's how I normally do things, like, but sometimes you try and go off at me, like, in the middle of me doing something. Like,
Yeah, I do that a
I'm
lot.
drawing and there's a point where I have to, like, select a big piece of my picture, so I have to, like, go over my hard line very
Like really
meticulously.
carefully, yeah.
And
And then it is at that moment that I'm like, oh my god, check out this cool shit I read.
you're literally, like, going, look at this magic card, look at this magic card, look at the magic
Look at
card.
the art's so pretty. I know you don't care about the card, but this art is so pretty.
And I'm like, give me a second. I will look at the card, but give me a minute. And I always feel so bad because I know you're sitting there, you're just like bouncing and excited, and I'm just like,
Look at this, it's got a dog on it.
yeah. And then I look at it and I go, uh huh. And then I keep doing the thing. I feel so bad.
No, you shouldn't feel bad. I just do that. Like I like there's once I'm excited about something, there is no force on earth that will stop me from being excited about that thing. So I'm just like I understand that you're doing something very important right now. However, this is like the actual best shit that's ever happened. And then it disappears in like 30 seconds. I'm just like, what was that thing I was looking at? I don't fucking remember.
Is it more important to you when your partner works on special projects with you that you have to complete, or your partner gives you an exciting gift?
Works on projects with you. What was the exact wording of the first one again?
My partner works on special projects with me that I have to complete, or my partner gives me an exciting gift.
It's definitely the first one. Yeah. No. Yeah. I like. I just like collaborating with you on things in general, especially if it's like D&D related things. I'm always just like, oh, like I'm trying to work some history into this thing, and then you're like, oh yeah, so I was thinking about this and this. If you like, you go to your notebook and you start pulling out sorts of shit. At that point, I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're doing this. Like
We're going in.
this is great.
Um, is it more meaningful to you when you're complimented by your partner on your appearance, or your partner takes the time to listen to you and really understand your feelings?
Ooh, this is like the first close one.
The one that's like really hard to
I
pick.
really don't know. Complimented on my appearance, or what was the second one again?
Takes the time to listen to you and really understand your
Listens
feelings.
to me, and what? That doesn't. Neither of those things happen to me terribly often, like over the course of my life.
hmm
So those are both things I really like. Oh, that's hard. I find myself like in general, I find that like as I get older, like as I
hmm
get closer to my 30s, I tend to be like a lot more appearance driven than I have been like ever before in my life. I always thought I was very much like the I'm just kind of a dude. Like I don't really care like about like my appearance or like my expression. Like I care enough to like
Well,
I
because now
want.
we're looking for gray hairs and wrinkles and
Yeah,
crap.
that's really because like it was not like to the point where I'm just like I don't care. Like I'm gonna be like a stinky, gross, like disgusting mess. It was never like that. Like I'm very like I'm just not very like particular about like my fashion sense. For example,
Right.
I'm just kind of like I want to put on a comfy shirt and a comfy pair of pants and just kind of like vibe. Like I don't care. I never really like tried to make a statement about my outfit. So like I was very much like I don't know. I just didn't really care that much about like my appearance. But now I'm very much like I find myself much more validated when people are like, "Oh, you look really good today." I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Like it's really nice to hear that. So like I definitely would have said the second one
hmm
before, but like it's like really, really, really close. But I honestly think specifically at this point in my life, I think it's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like comments about my like positive comments about my appearance
It's always nice to
matter.
hear that you look cute anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, and just like literally the slightest bit more. Both of those answers are correct.
hmm is it more meaningful to you when your partner and I share non-sexual touch in public, or my partner offers to run errands for me?
Mm, definitely running errands. Like I said, like the faster that I can not do stuff, the happier I
hmm
am.
Do you prefer when your partner does a bit more than his or her normal share of the
Yeah,
responsibilities
yeah,
that we share, like around the house or work related?
sure.
Or I get a gift that I know my partner put a lot of thought into choosing?
Hmm. I think it's the first one.
hmm
Yeah,
Sensing a theme.
yeah. I think by now we've kind of like ironed it out, but
hmm
we'll
Um,
see.
it's more meaningful to you when your partner doesn't check his or her phone while we're talking, or my partner goes out of their way to do something that relieves pressure on me.
Definitely the second one,
hmm
and also because I can't really ask something of other people that I can't do myself,
hmm
and it's really fucking hard for me to unglue myself from my phone.
Yeah.
The screen has so much stuff going on it, and I need to check it at all times. I'm like the king of like opening Twitter, scrolling through my feed until I can't see anything anymore, and then closing Twitter, waiting 30 seconds, and reopening Twitter just to see if someone else posted
You're
something.
the king of me trying to show you an anime, and then I look over to you and you're on your phone, and I'm like, fucking excuse me?
Yeah. I do that a lot. I need to I'm a little bit better than I used to be about like doing
hmm
it during things I haven't seen before. I would be like the king of like let's say we were watching like Avatar: The Last Airbender for like the third time.
hmm
I would definitely be the person who would have been like like just
On the
blasting through my
phone.
phone, or like I'd be like they'd mention something in the show and I'd be like on the wiki. I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a weird thing about Earthbenders. Like let me read like all about like every bit of written history about them while the show's on in the background.
Mhm.
I've gotten a little bit better about that, but it's still a thing I do.
Yeah, that's fine. If that's the thing too, is if you've seen it a million times, I don't care.
Totally different story.
But like, and that's the thing too, is I don't like to do it either. It is the thing too, is if people are showing me something new for the first time, I'll give it a shot. But the real clue in that I don't care about it is if halfway through the show I'm on my phone. Because
Yeah,
at that point I'm not trying to watch
right.
it. So when I turn over and I'm showing you something and you're just on your phone, I'm like, I guess we can turn it off.
And that's not how it is for me. Like I'm very much still interested, even if I'm like
Mhm.
minorly distracted. And that's where like our love languages don't connect.
Yes.
Like that's the point where you're just like, if I was doing that, it'd be because I don't like it, and I still like it. It's just something popped into my head, and I need to get it out of my head before I can focus on the
Mhm.
show. Absolutely.
Is it more important to you when you can look forward to a holiday because of a gift you're anticipating receiving, or you hear the words "I appreciate you" from your partner?
Absolutely, the second one.
I figured.
I love that so much.
Um, it's more meaningful to you when your partner brings you a little gift after he or she has been traveling without me, or your partner takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do at the time.
Hmm. I feel a sense of responsibility for the thing. Like even if it is stressful on me, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
no, I have to do this. I tend to be very stubborn about it too. Like yesterday when I was like, I have to watch this episode. Like it was like 2 a.m. I'm
But also,
fucking
I can't watch
exhausted.
the episode for you.
Right? Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So it's not really like that, but like it's kind of a similar thing. Like that's an example of my stubbornness. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much like, no, I said I was going to do this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be the one to do the thing because I can't like give up on it.
But would you prefer? Let's like make it more personal, I suppose. Would you prefer me to bring you like a present from
Well,
like Oregon, where my like aunt lives, if I went to
oh,
go visit her,
I'll do.
or would you prefer like you're really fucking stressed and you're like kind of sick and like you have to go to work? Would you prefer that I like clean the room and like
I mean, like, both of them are a yes,
yeah?
but like I think of it as like I'm really stressed out, and it's my job to like fold the laundry, and
Mm-hmm.
then you fold the laundry. I would be happy about it, but I'd also be like, ugh, it was really my responsibility, and now she's probably bothered because she had to do it, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't her job. That's another thing she has to worry about. It'd be like a double-edged sword.
Right.
Whereas, like for the other one, I just think about like when you left for Japan
Yeah.
and then you came back, you were gone for like a month, and it was like the longest time at that point that we had ever been apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, oh, hey, by the way, here's like all these cool trinkets I picked up in Japan that you're like literally never going to see in your life,
Mm-hmm.
probably until we go to Japan or somehow find the money to do that.
Ramen with little Pikachu's in it
Yeah,
and
like
like
things that like it would actually be impossible for me to have encountered at this point in my life. It's like bags of like Japanese snacks and like cool trinkets that like
little
I,
things out of those coin machines.
yeah, and it's just like, and it's clear that like you were thinking of me and like it got me all these cool things that like I otherwise wouldn't have been able to experience. And that's like that was like really meaningful to me,
Mm-hmm.
probably more so than the other
Doing the
things.
laundry.
Yeah, that was the
Lots
first
of
thing that
laundry
popped into
talk
my
in
mind.
this.
I think it's because laundry basically consumes most of my mortal life. Like if I'm not like thinking
I think
about
it's just because it keeps asking if we would prefer if someone did a task that you didn't want to do, and we keep thinking about laundry.
well, yeah, because laundry is the number one task that I am both responsible for and don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's why laundry chair exists. Because I just just put it on the chair, wait until you're out of clothes, and then begrudgingly fold the laundry on the chair.
Is it more meaningful to you when your partner doesn't interrupt you while you're talking, or gift giving is an important part of the relationship?
Um, both of these aren't like huge for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need gift giving to. I don't need it to be an important part of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably that one. I
Gifting?
don't. Yeah, I don't care too much to be interrupted.
I see.
Most of the time, I ramble. I often need to be interrupted. So I don't mind too much.
Okay. Is it more meaningful to you when your partner helps you out when she knows that you're already tired, or you get to go somewhere while spending time with your partner?
It's probably the first one,
Mm-hmm.
mostly because like going somewhere means we have to leave the house. And like, why would I want to spend time with you at a place when I could spend time with you like in our house? Like we could wear jams. We could,
There's Avatar in the
yeah.
house.
Like there's all sorts of
There's
cool shit.
ramen in the
There's so
house.
much cool shit in the house, and I can lay down in the
It's
house.
literally that one TikTok that's like, why would I get out of do nothing out of the bed when I could
Yeah,
do nothing in
yeah.
the
Like
bed?
why? Like I gotta do stuff, so I gotta get out of the bed, but. I don't like if I get out of the bed, I'm just gonna do nothing out of the bed. So why
Hmm.
wouldn't I do nothing
In the
in the
bed.
bed?
Is
That's
it
me. That is the essence of me.
is it more meaningful to you when your partner and you are physically intimate, or your partner gives you a little gift that she picked up out of the course of their normal day?
Oh, like I don't know. I would think it was so sweet if you like. I mean, like they're both important, obviously,
Right.
but like I don't know if you like just came up to me and you're like, I found this really smooth rock and it looks like it's got a face in it. I'd be like, oh, that's sweet.
I'll pick the rock.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
That's like it's more important. They're both important,
yeah,
but like that's more
more
like
important to you.
touching.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me.
Um, is it more meaningful to you when your partner says something encouraging to you, or when you get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with them?
I love being encouraged. It's definitely that one. There's a theme there.
Is it more meaningful to you when your partner surprises you with a small token of their appreciation, or your partner and you touch a lot during the normal course of your day?
Hmm. I think they're both really important.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. That's like another close one, but it's probably like a little token of your appreciation. It's probably that's
Little
probably. I think that's probably a
token
little
of
bit more important.
appreciation.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more important.
Is it more meaningful to you when your partner helps you out, especially if you know that they're already busy, or you hear them specifically tell you that they appreciate you?
Oh yeah, definitely the second one.
I already clicked
There
it.
was no debate in my mind on that one.
Do you prefer when your partner and you embrace after you've been apart for a while, or you hear your partner say how much that you mean to them?
I mean, it's definitely the second one, and also we're not apart that often.
True, you're right. Oh, I think it's done. I think that was the last one.
Whoa, really? Holy crap! I was just about to ask. I'm like, how many questions is this?
Your primary love language is words of affirmation,
We called it,
which
ladies
we
and
got right.
gentlemen.
Actions don't always speak louder than words. If this
Well,
is your
everyone.
love language, unsolicited compliments mean the world to you. Hearing the words I love you are important. Hearing the reasons behind that love sends you skyward. Insults
Yeah.
can leave you shattered and are not easily forgotten.
Uh huh.
Kind, encouraging, and positive words are truly lifelong. Yeah, words of affirmation is 40%.
Oh, they have like a
Yeah, they
percentage
have a
breakdown. That's
percentage.
neat. Okay, so that's like almost half of like what
Yep.
I consider to be okay.
And then
That's not surprising to me, honestly, after everything we've talked about.
your second highest with 23% is acts of service.
That makes sense. I tend to be stubborn about the things that I have to do, but I really do like when it's spontaneous. I'm just like because I hate being the person who's like, oh, like I said I was going to do a thing, and then I like was a big baby about it, and like I told her she has to do the thing. I'm like I hate like I feel bad about myself, but like if you're just like, oh no, I did it because I wanted to make you feel better, that's really
That's
nice. Yeah, that's meaningful.
and then tied for third place at
Yeah.
17% is
So
receiving gifts and quality time.
that makes sense. It's like something that I definitely like value a lot, but
Hmm.
it's not like a huge deal. I could live without it.
Right. And then your lowest at 3%
3.
is physical touch.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised that's so low because like I definitely am very much the kind of though you know what? I do have a lot of awkwardness about like touch. Like I love being physically close to like my loved ones. Like I love being like we always have to be like physically touching. Like our legs or knees are always like up
Hmm.
against each other. And like with my friends, I'm always like, oh, I want to give my friends a hug or like I want to be really close to them, but like I guess it's not really as important. Like, as we were breaking this down, I guess it's not really as important as I originally thought it was.
Well, also, like, it's not that you hate it. It's just that
It's not the way
it's
that,
not
like,
important.
yeah, like, those aren't ways that, like, people show me love. It's a thing that I maybe like, but it's not how, like, I wouldn't be like, oh, this person is, like, hugging me a lot. That must mean that they care about me.
Hmm.
I don't
It's just
necessarily
something that
connect it. Yeah, I
happens.
don't necessarily connect those things in my head. Okay.
So now it's your turn to give it to me.
All right.
It's probably going to be the same quiz, so I'm hoping it'll be as exciting the second time through. I already did my age, which is 27, my gender, which is female.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't read the book.
Yeah. Did they have a like a non-binary option for gender?
They did not.
Oh, that's a bummer. You guys should work on that.
Probably
love
why it's
language.
in the Christian section. Not to piss off any of our Christian friends, but
How many of those do we really have, though?
I don't know.
Anyway, basically, work on that love languages. Anyway, okay, so
long story short, work on that love languages.
yes, that's the nitty gritty of it. Okay, so we'll start with your version of the quiz.
Okay.
It is more meaningful to me when I receive a loving note, text, or email for no special reason from my loved one, or my partner and I hug.
God, it's harder on this side of the quiz.
I know, right?
Is it more meaningful when you write me a note or when we hug?
Yeah. Ignore email. I'm never gonna send you an email and be like, it's like, oh, I love you a whole lot. You can reply to this email and I will respond to it in 1 to 2 business days. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Is it more meaningful? Probably the note.
The note? Well, yeah, because, like, I mean, you used to write me notes all the time. I'm assuming you did it because...
Yeah. Well, also, like I was saying before, like, hugs and stuff with me, like, as much as I love hugging you, it's like, I don't get notes from you very often. So, like, if you were to write me, like, a cute little note, I feel like I'd appreciate that more than a hug.
Sure, yeah, because I hug you all the time.
Yeah, because we hug all the time.
Yeah.
And it's also not a way that I express, like, it is a way I express love, because I wouldn't hug people I don't love.
Right.
But also, it's like, it's kind of touchy with me. So it's like, it's not a way that I'm like, oh, I need to show you I love you, here's a hug.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I write you a note. So I'd like a note.
All right. So next question. It's more meaningful to me when I can spend alone time with my partner, just the two of us, or my partner does something practical to help me out.
That one's kind of close. I remember back in the beginning of our relationship when we couldn't get alone time because you were just starting to hang around, and so like my whole family was like really in your face.
Yeah, there's like, oh, new person.
And so we were all hanging out all the time, and like there was like one particular day I planned for just us to hang out, and then people would want to hang out with us also. I was like, I'd be pissed. I'd be like ragingly angry.
Yeah.
But what was the second option? It was
my partner does something practical to help me out.
I mean, I like it when you help me out. I'll go with alone time.
Alone time?
Yeah.
Alrighty. It is more meaningful to me when my partner gives me a little gift as a token of our love for each other, or I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with my partner.
I guess it depends. Like, what's the token? Is it a card? Because I hate cards. You just throw them away.
I also hate cards. This is a no card family.
Yeah, we do not
they cost
cards
like
in this house.
$4 and they go directly in the garbage. Who cares? And it's like 9 times out of 10, it's just like your weird uncle is just like, I got you this card because it says fart in it. Like, why did you spend $4 on that?
I spent too much of my life trying to save cards because I felt bad throwing them away.
My family's so big on cards. And they're just like, oh, you have to get a card. And I'm like, fucking why, though?
I'll just write it on the bag. No one needs a fucking card.
I'll just talk to you. I'll just be like, hey, congratulations on X thing. I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with my partner.
But that's the thing, though. Sometimes I don't mind, like, interrupted leisure time, but, like, I do really like uninterrupted leisure time. I'll take the present, just not a card.
Sure, I would. That's the thing, is that you can bet on the fact that I would not give you a card. I'm not. You know what? I could go.
Like, bring me a rock with a hole in it. Like,
Yeah.
bring me like a
Ooh,
hagstone.
like a
Oh my
hagstone.
fucking
Yeah,
god.
so we could. Ooh, Portals to the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
I'd much prefer that.
Well, that's the kind of gift I would give you. I wouldn't give you like I'm not going to give you like like here's a card with an old lady burping on it because I thought it was funny. Like
And the
some
inside just
people
says
would do.
gas.
Yeah. This one's got a picture of a butt on it. It's funny.
And it says, "You're a piece of shit. Do you like the card?"
Yeah. Oh my god, like the fucking birthday card they got for your dad for his most recent birthday. It was like I don't know. It was like it had something to do, but it was like it had something to do with poop. It was like a poop. It was like a poop themed.
Those are the only cards my
birthday
family
card.
buys.
Yeah, it was a poop. That's what I'm saying. That was my family too. It's like I'd either get like a really generic one with like it's like rose gold and it has like a flower branch that's arcing up from two sides and it says like love, like just one single word, and there's like flowers growing up and they're like gold colored and the whole thing's like rose gold, and on the inside it's just like it'd be like from my grandma, and it's just like you're my special grandson, or like stupid shit like
the cards that we
I
get
love
each
you,
other
grandma,
is
but
literally
that's so dumb.
The only ones my
Spent
family
like
does
on
is
it.
like they'll get you a card with a donkey on it, and then you open it, and it says you're an ass.
See that my aunt actually back when like first of all back when family gatherings were a thing and back when she was alive she was well it's my great aunt. She was older, but I didn't mean for it to go there, but that was her big thing. Like she was first of all she's funny as fuck, but she also like she knew how much people in our family were just like ugh, because they were always like, oh, we need to give like these really fancy, like nice, like beautiful cards, and she'd be like, yeah, you go ahead and do that. This one literally has a wrinkly old butthole on it, and that's why I'm going to give you that one because I want you to have the butthole card because that's how much I respect this family tradition, and that was badass. She was like, I will throw $5 in the garbage so that while you're all handing each other like graduation cards with like pop-up displays of flowers, I'm gonna give you a literal butt crack.
I'm gonna give you a card that has a meatball on it, and inside it says, "I bet you like meat."
Yeah, it was the best. Yep,
sounds good.
But anyway, so on to the questions.
Okay, yeah.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner unexpectedly does something for me, like filling the car or doing the laundry, or my partner and I touch.
I like pets. I really like pets.
You really do. Which is weird because normally you don't. But
yeah.
you like me.
Yeah, I like pets.
I got her, everybody. She's trapped now.
I'm trapped now. I'll go with the touch just because I'm the kind of person where if you do something unexpected, there's a 50-50 chance I'll really appreciate it, or I'll be ravingly pissed because there's a particular way I wanted to do it, and it didn't get done the way I wanted it to get done.
That's what I was thinking too. Absolutely. It is more meaningful to me when my partner puts their arm around me when we're in public, or my partner surprises me with a gift.
Those are both kind of big for me, mainly because I don't really want to go here exactly, but when I was younger, the only partners I ever had were people that were ashamed to be with me. So,
fuck that.
People actually like being affectionate towards me in public is kind of endearing.
Yeah.
But also kind of embarrassing. So
I can understand that.
Like I like it, but also like I'm like, oh, like okay.
Sure.
I'll probably go with the gift. I like getting little presents.
Yeah.
Only if it's that stone, and I want the rock.
Yeah, you specifically just want a hagstone.
Yeah, I just want a hagstone at this point.
We'll work on that.
Or Harvest Moon.
or the new Story of Seasons. Absolutely. We'll get there. It is more meaningful to me when I'm around my partner, even if we're not really doing anything, or I hold hands with my partner.
That's also hard. It's more meaningful if we just hang around or if we hold hands.
I feel like these ones are really easy for me.
What's the thing is I'm trying to. It's like how much they. It's like they're both good. I'm just gonna go with that we hang around. Like, holding hands is cool and all, but then I feel really bad when I want to take my hand back because I need to do something.
Yeah.
So just hang and I can deal with that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good way to put that. It is more meaningful to me when my partner gives me a gift, or I hear "I love you" from my partner.
Um, See, it's hard because this is where the weirdness with my gift giving kicks in. Because I'm like, I would love a gift because that shows me that you love me. And when you tell me that you love me, it's like, sure, I also love that. But like doing something for me other than just saying it means more to me.
Sure,
Like it,
you're more about like the physical the physical displays of
it
affection.
means you listened to me and you went
Yeah,
out and you did something and you got me something that I was talking about.
yeah,
And like you can tell me you love me a million times in a day, and it's like I do like. It's not that I don't like that or I don't believe you, but it's like I'm an actions more than words kind
yeah.
of person.
You, like my high school English teacher, are all about show, don't tell.
Yeah. Like you could say something as many times as you fucking want. If you can't prove it with actions, then
Right, that's fair.
what are they worth?
That's fair.
I think I'll go with the present again.
Sounds good to me. Again, it's a hagstone, so
Yeah, it's a hexstone, so
it's
I want that
pretty
for
important.
sure.
It's
Nothing would make me feel more loved than seeing the Fae.
a portal to the Fae. Absolutely. Okay. It's more meaningful to me when I sit close to my partner or I am complimented by my loved one for no apparent reason.
When we get to sit close, or when you compliment me for no reason,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say sit close because I'm weird with compliments. Like if you're just like you're real cute, I'm like what?
I love compliments
I
so much.
I don't hate
Give me
compliments,
compliments.
but especially if they're out of nowhere, I'm like what?
I give compliments because I'm always like, oh, this is like I genuinely feel this way. I just want to tell you a million times.
And I'm not against that. I'm just like I
It's
don't know
just
how to
not.
take
Yeah,
compliments.
it's not something you're like super like.
Good at doing.
Yeah,
So it's like if you're
that's
like,
understandable.
"Oh, I really like the way your hair is." I'm like, "Thanks. I grew it. Sure did."
I grew the hair. I
I'm
wrapped it up
glad you
in a
like how it
tie.
looks.
Hooray! It is more meaningful to me when I get the chance to just hang out with my partner, or I unexpectedly get small gifts from my partner.
I like the small gifts.
I'm starting to see a theme.
I like just hanging out. But like if you randomly come home and you're like, "I found you this rock." I'm like, "I like the rock.
And you're
Thank
like,
you
oh,
very
cool. Does it
much."
have a hole in it so I can perceive the
It better
Fae?
fucking have a hole in it. Is the theme of this quiz.
Yep. If you just replace every gift with Hagstone, that's the answer to every
That's what I
question.
want.
Yeah. If it's a card, fuck that.
Yeah, it's a card. No. For a second, I thought you were like a magic card. I'm like, no, I love that.
But yeah, because I gave you the ones with the wolves on them, and
Yeah,
you're like, I like these.
yeah. I like when
These
you
are
give me the both magic
puppies.
cards. I don't care what they do. I just want the ones with the puppies on
Yeah.
it.
I mean, they're usually like just kind of art with a frame.
Yeah, it's like a token card or
Yeah.
something, which
So
I
it's
don't know what the fuck that means.
yeah.
But
It's not like a regular card. It's literally just like those are neat because they're mostly full art. So
yeah,
it's mostly just like a picture with like some numbers in the corner for some weird reason.
because that's those are meaningful to me
Yeah, because it's a puppy. You
because
like puppies.
you love magic cards so fucking much,
Yeah.
and you get a pack of them for like $160, and then I'm like, can I have one?
That's like
And you're like,
that's a little
yeah.
much.
And so I'm like, oh yay, he let me have one of the cards. He must love me so much.
It's true. I do love you a whole lot, and I don't just give away cards, as evidenced by literally we are 8 feet from I think 12 opened boxes of Magic cards that I have in the garage, just
Hmm.
because I didn't have anywhere else to put them, so they're
Yeah.
waiting.
They're waiting till we get our own house.
Exactly. All right, so now it is more meaningful to me when I hear my partner tell me I'm proud of you, or my partner helps me with a task.
Probably helps me with a task. It's it's still in that realm of where it's like if you help me with the task it's 50-50 that I'll actually be happy. um but the first one I like it's just not as good where like I do not dislike when you tell me you're proud of me, but if you do out of nowhere I'm like thanks.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
That's great. I'm glad I'm not a disappointment at the very least.
No. Okay. It is more meaningful to me when I get to do things with my partner,
Mm-hmm.
or I hear supportive words from my partner.
Do things.
Let's hang out and do crimes together.
I think if we're learning anything, words of affirmation is not me.
Which is like, it's so me.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I've been doing it wrong my whole time.
It's not that you've been doing it wrong. It's just that's how you show love, and it.
Oh, so that's like it's like you're getting used to like understanding that is a language that I use, and I'm getting used to like a language that.
Yeah, we're learning each other's languages. Is the thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
I always wanted to learn a new language.
And the real thing about it, though, too, is that after you take the quizzes and we know each other's languages, it's easier to show love instead of berating me with, not that you do, just
Right.
instead of being like, I love you, I'm proud of you, you're cute, like, I like you a lot, like, this is not, like a bunch of words. You could potentially see what I like more and do those things instead.
Right.
Or, like, you guys keep telling me that you love me and that I'm cute, I don't mind. But
Right. It's just that like there's a like you are understanding that that's me telling you how much I love you. But like you also it has a bigger impact on you when it's also the way that you like to show love.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of just like learning things about you. Well, let's see if the gift giving is in fact your love language. All right, let's knock a couple of these out real quick. It's more meaningful to me when my partner does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things, or I feel connected to my partner through a hug.
First one.
That makes so much sense. It is more meaningful to me when I hear praise from my partner, or my partner gives me something that shows they were really thinking about me.
Second one.
Boom. It is more meaningful to me when I'm able to just be around my partner, or I get a back rub or a massage from my partner.
Ooh.
Right?
Massages, though. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with what was the first one?
I'm able to just be around my partner.
I'll probably go with that one.
Wow.
Well, I really do like massages.
We are very different.
Physical touch is not a huge one on either of our lists.
Sure.
I do. But we both really like massages.
I do be liking massages, though.
But I think I just prefer the spending time as opposed to just getting a massage.
Sure, that makes sense. It is more meaningful to me when my partner reacts positively to something I've accomplished, or my partner does something for me that I know they don't particularly enjoy.
First one.
It is more meaningful to me when my partner and I kiss frequently, or I sense my partner is showing interest in the things I care about.
Second one.
Boom. It is more meaningful to me when my partner works on special projects with me that I have to complete, or my partner gives me an exciting gift.
Exciting gift?
Yeah.
Hagstone?
Hagstone?
Harvestone? Second one.
Puppy?
Puppy?
I knew it was going to be that one. It is more meaningful to me when I'm complimented by my partner on my appearance, or my partner takes the time to listen to me and really understand my feelings.
Second one.
See, that was the one that was really, really tough for me.
I know I'm gross. You don't gotta tell me I look good. Just talk to me about how I feel.
I'm gonna throw hands. I'm gonna go take the mean people who live in your brain and gonna beat them up. It's more meaningful to me when my partner and I share non-sexual touch in public, or my partner offers to run errands for me.
Errands.
Hell yeah. Shit's good. You mean I gotta do one less thing? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go and get me a Monster from the gas station and I just get to sit in bed? Fuck yes.
Yeah, that's the good shit. It is more meaningful to me when my partner does a bit more than their normal share of the responsibilities we share, or I get a gift that I know my partner put thought into choosing.
See, that one's kind of tougher. But it's almost like I'm in the same boat as you, where it's like, I don't want you to do more than your share, like, because if you do, I like it because I don't have to do as much, but I also don't like it because then you did more, and then I'm like, he shouldn't have had to do that. Like, I should have just, like, fucking bucked up and done it.
Sure, yeah, I kind of feel the same way, I find, as well.
I'll go with the present, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's more meaningful to me when my partner doesn't check their phone while we're talking, or my partner goes out of their way to do something that relieves pressure on me.
Phone.
The phone, yeah. I'll get there soon enough. This thing again, love languages. Work on your quiz because like literally the two questions in here, I'm actively changing all of the places where it says his/her
Oh,
to
today.
there. But literally, the first one is my partner doesn't check his/her phone while we're talking, and the second one is my partner goes out of their way. Like it's like the word exists, it's right there.
Yeah,
Just use it. Like
use it.
why actively make things hard on yourself? Anyway, work on your shit. But that's a whole other thing. Doesn't check their phone. Yeah, I was like almost gonna click the other one because I'm like, no, that can't be it. She doesn't care about it.
I do.
It's more meaningful to me when I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift I anticipate receiving, or I hear the words "I appreciate you" from my partner.
See, that's kind of harder, but also not for the reason you would expect.
Oh.
Like, I don't usually anticipate holidays because of the gifts I'm gonna get.
Right.
And maybe that's just because hopefully mom never listens to these podcasts, but mom gets really bad presents.
Oh, the dirt is out there.
Not bad, but like she doesn't put a lot of thought into them.
Sure.
And so they don't mean as much.
Right.
But I like the quality time I spend with my family. That's why I like holidays.
Yeah.
So it's not really like the gifts for the holidays that I care about. But also, what was the other one?
The other one is I hear the words "I appreciate you."
I also don't care about that.
I super care about that.
Like
It's
I
like
like.
very important.
I love to know that I'm appreciated, but like also,
Yeah.
it's like I don't care. What? How's the first one phrased?
I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift I anticipate receiving.
It's more meaningful that I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift.
Yeah, like basically means like it matters more to me when this holiday's coming up, I'm gonna get presents. It's more meaningful when it's like, oh, this holiday's coming up, and I think they're gonna get me this.
Yeah, something that I really like.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with that. It makes me feel so materialistic, but it's like
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just like it feels special. Like if it was like, oh, like I'm gonna do like even if it was like it's like a gift can be anything. It doesn't have to be like a physical item.
mm-hmm.
Like if it was just like, oh, like
we're gonna go on a trip.
yeah, like maybe the gift is just like, ooh, like it's like I'm extra excited about Halloween this year because I think he's gonna like I saw his like one of his Google search history. It was like when we were scrolling through the phone
mm-hmm.
and I saw that he was looking up like haunted hayride. So I think he's gonna get us a haunted hayride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that kind of thing. Then all of a sudden you're just like, ooh, yeah, Halloween's gonna be really
Lots
good.
Of the time I was really excited for Christmas because I would be able to buy you guys presents for D&D.
Yeah.
Like, and I think everyone does gifts now, but I remember it was the first 2 years.
Yeah, it was like just
I went
you.
all out and I got everybody presents.
Yeah.
And I didn't care that no one got me presents, but that's how
you just wanted to give.
I wanted to give you guys presents.
Yeah.
And that was me showing you guys that I love you.
Aw, you're so sweet. It is more meaningful to me when my partner brings me a little gift after they've been traveling without me, or my partner takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do at the time.
Probably the gift. But even so, just because when I'm stressed, I like do things like out of spite.
Right. Yeah.
and usually if you try and get in my way, you just get yelled at.
Yeah.
So honestly, just give me the gift after you travel. You don't want to get in the way of me when I'm stressed.
It's like rage looting.
Yeah, it's like rage chores.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. It is more meaningful to me when my partner doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking, or gift giving is an important part of our relationship.
See, it doesn't really matter if, like, gift giving is a big part of our thing.
You don't really care about the formal process. It's like, oh, like, here are the gift giving holidays, and, like, we want to make a point to give each other. You like spontaneous gifts more.
Even, like, I don't even really care about when I get them. I just appreciate them more because it means you thought about me and got me a thing.
Yeah.
Or, like, you heard me talking about this thing and you knew how much I wanted it, so you got it for me.
Right.
It's not like I want you to make sure you get me a gift that costs at least this much for Christmas every year. And like we have to make sure we do all of the anniversaries where you have to buy something made of diamond on the whatever anniversary. And
Right.
it's like, it's not that. But what was the other one?
My partner doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking.
I like that.
What's that look? I don't interrupt you a lot when I'm talking, do I? If I do, tell me.
No, like sometimes, but also no. I think it's just a man thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's like definitely an unlearning process that I try my best with. But
sorry, men, but also not sorry,
I'm
men.
not sorry, men. We need to work a little harder.
Um,
like collectively,
mhm.
it's not any one individual fault. It's just all of us.
But like mansplaining and being interrupted for men to chime in.
Yeah. Or like especially
that's not even a love language thing. That's just a me thing.
Right. Well, just like in general, if you're like in the middle of trying to like have a thought or work something out, and someone's like, "Oh, like, well, what you're trying to say is," it's like, don't fucking tell me what I'm trying to say. I'm telling you what I'm trying to say.
like literally at D&D, someone asked me how something worked, and so I looked it up and I started reading it aloud, and then no one was listening. It wasn't even interrupting. Nobody was listening, so I stopped. And after a few minutes of me stopping, someone was like, "Is that where that ended?" And I was like, "No, just no one was fucking listening," so I stopped.
Ooh, yeah, sick burn.
um.
Be better, you guys.
No,
I was a part of that.
No, it was also like it doesn't happen too much in our D&D group.
Right.
It's more just men on the daily, usually ones I'm not too acquainted with.
Right.
Which is why I'm like, you don't really do that. You don't usually interrupt me too hard. I'm usually interrupting you.
That's okay though. Sometimes I really need
like you
to
said,
be
sometimes
stopped. So we'll do interrupted while I'm talking. So.
Yeah, go with the talking one.
Yeah,
It's less important than like annual gift giving.
Yeah, like in that question, like to you, it read more like formal gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is more meaningful to me when my partner helps me out when they know I'm already tired, or I get to go somewhere while spending time with my partner.
I like both.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is with the partner helping you with stuff while you're already tired, that just reminded me of when you did the Pokemon Go event second day because I was in bed dying. And
Yeah,
he
because you were
literally,
feeling
yeah,
bad.
I felt like crap. And so I slept the entire day through, which is not abnormal for me. But he actually did the Pokemon day long event on his phone and on my phone. So he basically did it twice.
Yeah.
Because
I sat there working on both phones for like both plugged the charger for like a good 4 hours, 5 hours.
And if he had to go out and do raids for the event, he'd go out with both phones.
And I would drive there with both phones, which like I you can't prove that I did that, so deal with it. I didn't break any laws.
Of course, I really appreciated that. That was very sweet.
Yeah.
But getting to go and spend time with you on a drive just randomly or like things like that, that's always nice too. Like even when we went to go like play Pokemon Go, this both has to do with Pokemon Go for some reason. But
that's fine. It's a big part of our life.
We went to go play Pokemon Go and like get your oil changed.
Oh yeah.
Like even just that was fun. But which one do I appreciate more?
Right. Which one is more meaningful?
They're both meaningful.
No.
Probably doing something when I'm too tired.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because it doesn't happen often, so just knowing you got my back when I'm dying in bed, that's nice.
It is more meaningful to me when my partner and I are physically intimate, or my partner gives me a little gift that they picked up in the course of their normal day.
Both are good. I like both.
That's true. They're both very good.
I don't know.
Gotta answer the question truthfully.
I'll probably go with the gift because you got me. Where? Oh, you have my phone. That's not even the right one. He got me. There was a day where I needed a new pop socket, and you got me a new pop socket while you were at work, and it's fucking gorgeous, and I really appreciate that because mine sucked.
It looks like dragon scales.
Yeah, it looks like a dragon.
Oh, that's very sweet. I like that a lot. That's the one I picked, I think, too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I like that one. It is more meaningful to me when my partner says something encouraging to me, or I get to spend time in a shared hobby or activity with my partner.
Shared hobby.
D&D.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I know you didn't pick that one, and I was just like, okay. So I guess when we play D&D together,
I literally didn't think of D&D. Like I just kind of heard both of those, and I'm like, oh, the first one sounds right to me. I didn't even get that far. Probably would have changed my. I don't think it would have changed my results too much.
Probably not.
But It is more meaningful to me when my partner surprises me with a small token of their appreciation, or my partner and I touch a lot during the normal course of the day.
Present.
The present, yeah.
Yeah.
The small token, yeah.
I don't need to be touching you every moment of every fucking day. Like, that just makes things awkward for other people, and also,
Sure.
like, we can just go home and chill at one point. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need my touches sporadically through the day. I'll just
Right.
clump them all into one.
Exactly. It is more meaningful to me when my partner helps me out, especially if I know they're already busy, or I hear my partner specifically tell me, I appreciate you.
I'm probably gonna go with the appreciate one, only because the first one, when somebody like helping me out, even though I already know you're busy, that just makes me frustrated because it's like, as much as I appreciate you helping me, it's like you have a fucking busy day too.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you have to
Yeah, I'm
take the
kind of the
time
same
out of
way.
your day to help me, I
Yeah.
feel like shit.
Yeah, I'm the
Like,
same way.
I'm not like, I appreciate it for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't mean as much as just being told that you appreciate me for doing it on my own.
Right. It is more meaningful to me when my partner and I embrace after we've been apart for a while, or I hear my partner say how much I mean to them.
Hug.
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 Oh my god, when I saw you after you came back from Japan,
Oh my god.
we just like spent like a solid period of time crying in each other's arms.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
Oh my god, crying on the way to the fucking airport. That was awful.
Yeah.
Especially because I was in the car with Erica and Kate, and
Oh my god, yeah,
I'm
you're
just
just sitting
like,
there
great,
like
now I get to, I'm going on this really fun trip, and I just get to sit here and cry.
oh, you poor thing.
It was sad.
Okay. That was the final question.
Oh, was
so we
it?
have your answer. Are you ready?
Awesome.
Do you think that your guess changed?
I don't think my guess changed just because I don't know what I would change it to, but I don't know if I was right.
Do you think you were right? Like if you had to guess.
Maybe. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Your primary love language is receiving gifts.
Yay!
That was in fact correct.
You're right.
Don't mistake this love language for materialism. The receiver of gifts thrives on the love, thoughtfulness, and effort behind the gift. If you speak this language, the perfect gift or gesture shows that you are known, you are cared for, and you are prized above whatever was sacrificed to bring the gift to you. A missed birthday, anniversary, or a hasty, thoughtless gift would be disastrous.
Mm-hmm.
So would the absence of everyday gestures. Gifts are visual representations of love and are treasured greatly.
Mm-hmm.
That was your highest at 37%. Slightly below my highest, but still definitely
Mm-hmm.
like a big chunk, more than a third. What do you think your second one was?
I don't know. Acts of service?
Nope, not acts of
Oh,
service.
no. Tell me. I don't know.
Your second one at 30%.
Oh, shit. So it's pretty close.
Pretty much it's both of these for you.
So I am dual love language.
Yeah, because it's definitely like a large number. The rest of them don't even come close.
Okay.
To this. Is quality time.
Oh. I guess I do kind of like fixate on quality time.
Yeah. And I feel like you've been a lot like generally happier now that we've like been like together.
Living together.
Yeah, for a very long period of time. It's like, oh, I always have like someone I like that I can spend time with.
That really was one of my biggest relationship qualms that we had.
Yeah, was it like when I was living away and I'm so busy
Mm-hmm.
that like it would be like, oh, let me I literally would have to like schedule time with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I could like I knew even like back then like you were pretty frustrated about it because it's just like you want to be able to just spend whatever time you can with me, and like my schedule just didn't make that really like feasible.
Mm-hmm.
But then like ever since we've moved in together,
we're fine.
Now it's just like yeah exactly, because now it's like, oh, we just like all of our downtime is like here. Like that's the problem, is like a lot of the time it's just like I would get home from work and I'd be so fucking dead tired that I'm like, I just need to like sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so like now it's like I come home and I'm just like, oh yeah, I just need to cuddle and hang out with you.
Yeah.
And that's like a totally different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, quality time, 30% for you. It's a big one. You're definitely dual language.
That's neat.
Look at you. You're multilingual.
I thought it was. I thought my second one was going to be acts of service, but it's not. And probably literally for the thing I said multiple times, where it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, that makes sense. Acts of service for you was 13%. That
All
was the
right.
next
Not
highest.
even close.
And yeah, 13% even close. And then tied for last place
Okay.
was both physical touch and words of affirmation
Mm-hmm. At what
at
percent?
10%.
Oh, geez.
So both still higher than my lowest.
Yeah.
And both of us have physical touch pretty low, which is interesting. Makes a lot of sense though.
Right.
Um, yeah, quality time was like not super high for me, was it? It was pretty high. It was like my second, I think.
I think so.
No, I think active service was my second, wasn't it?
I should have wrote them all down.
Oh well.
But
In the comments, tell us what the hell we were talking.
yeah, what the hell we got?
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember Hannah's, but yeah. All right. So,
Yeah.
was there anything else that we wanted to add?
The only other thing that I wrote down was 2 follow-up questions.
Oh, sure.
With how do we prominently show these languages
How
that
do
we
we?
notice?
We've talked about a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, so like, what do you want me to talk about? Like, how do I show the language that you have, and how do you show the language
Yeah.
that I have?
Like, how do you notice my gift giving shining through in my day to day?
Oh, like, I mean, you're very much the kind of person who is like, when you get into like an arts and craftsy project and like you're working on stuff, like one of the first things that you'll go to do is you're like, oh, I'm gonna like make something for you, and then I'll make some stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it'll always be like, oh, I'm gonna do like art for
Mm-hmm.
like our D&D character or something, and it's like, and I'm gonna draw Ken's characters, and then usually you'll draw yours first
Mm-hmm.
because that's like your test run,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, okay, then Ken's characters are next because I
Mhm.
want him to have cool pictures of his characters, and then I'll work on the other ones. Or like,
Kyle's usually next, and then
Kyle's usually next. Yeah,
and then Sean's usually next, and then Ryan's usually last. Not because I don't like Ryan, but because Ryan doesn't like. He has a lot going on.
he has a lot
So
going on. He's very busy, and also because of that, he tends to be the last person to
give
give
me
you
my description.
details.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was trying to say. Is that he's usually the last to get me the description, not for a lack of trying, but
Yeah, he just works a very important job as like a fancy computer guy.
Yeah. Honestly, last that usually comes in for me is sometimes Sean. Like even after Ryan. Sometimes he's before Ryan. Sometimes he's after.
Yeah,
But it's also because
again the same thing. He works a shitload.
yeah. So and also lots of the times he like isn't on the Discord. So
oh yeah, yeah. Because he's not.
So sometimes he beats Ryan. Sometimes he doesn't.
Right.
Depends on if he comes on.
But yeah, and then in terms of like other gifts, like when you like started making resin stuff, you were just like, oh, I'm gonna make necklaces for baby, and then I'm gonna make dice necklaces for baby, and I'm gonna cut out a little character portrait, and I'm gonna make a little like necklace mold for a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, oh, okay, look at all these things I have now, and it was like it's never like a thing that like I was like, oh, can you make me this? You're always just like, oh, what should I make? Present for my boyfriend. Okay. Yeah, and that's like it's kind of like the first thing you naturally go to.
The moment I got new molds, I was like, I gotta make this for Kate, and I gotta make this for Viv, and I gotta make this for Kyle and Ryan, and I gotta make this for Ken, and I gotta make this for everybody else.
Yeah, the people you care about.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sweet. Yeah, I was, and then again, like I'm just thinking about that for me, like. It's very much like if there's someone that like is important to you and you have the ability to get them something, you will see something and like, ooh, that seems like them, and you're like, I can afford that, or like, ooh, I'll just make this because that's something I think they would like.
Words of affirmation. I think we kind of went over this pretty good for you already. Like you stop every 15 minutes during you're watching Critical Role to tell me you love me.
I'm watching a 4-hour-long live stream, and like every 15 minutes, just like pause, headphone out. Hi, I love you very much. You're very sweet. I'm like, okay.
Or like, I guess it's not really you showing it, but it's more just like my comprehending what you like and showing it to you is half the time. Like we said, I'm nocturnal, so I stay up all night long, and you sleep during the night, and then you'll sleep I'll sleep during the day, and you're up during the day.
Right.
And so if I'm up doing drawings really late in the night, I do this thing where I lay on my stomach and then sit, and then lay on my stomach and then sit, and then lay on my stomach and then sit because I can't really get comfortable.
Right.
And so I usually end up shaking Ken awake, and lots of the time, if he's half awake, I'll like. And also, that's the weirdest thing about it too, is because I'll end up missing you because you're asleep,
Oh,
Um,
that's so sweet.
and so if you half wake up, I go, I love you, baby. You're very cute. You're the most handsome in the world. And you usually just smile and go to sleep. And I'm like,
Yeah,
got it. And then I keep drawing.
woman after my own heart.
Um, so there's all sorts of little things where I give you compliments and you usually like that.
Definitely, yeah, 100%.
Well, that's the thing too is I'm sure there's millions of times where you've tried to give me compliments and they just don't stand out as hard to me, which is not anything on your part. I obviously appreciate it,
Right.
but it's just my awkwardness usually overtakes those moments where I'm like, I'm not remembering the comment you gave me because I'm like, I need to respond correctly. So,
Right.
so I'm sitting there like, thank you, and then the comment just flies to the back of my brain.
Yeah,
Um, so usually anything that I can think of is me giving you compliments and
that
like
makes sense.
and reassuring you and like sending you little messages and telling you I love you while you're at work and
Yeah,
things like that.
that's very cool.
But yeah, I think
Always
that's
nice.
about that.
Did you have a second follow-up question at all? I thought you said you had two.
Oh yeah, and are we already good at addressing the other with their correct language?
I personally think I could be better at gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you're really good at like reaffirming me. Sometimes you're just kind of like like you said, you're not really like used to the whole compliment thing. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very much just kind of like a if like you're very good at giving me compliments or being
Mm-hmm.
affirming to me, but then if I do the same thing to you, you're very much just like a oh thanks
Yeah.
or like
Oh,
oh
cool. Thanks.
you're
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah, but that's that doesn't that doesn't have any negative impact on me. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's challenging for
Mm-hmm.
you, so like I don't have a problem with that. But I think for me, I like gift giving is like it's important to me, but like I have a very weird. I have a lot of stuff like regarding like the giving of gifts just like throughout
Mm-hmm.
my life that's like very weird for me. Like it's very much like oh well like should I be should I be giving this person like a present because then they're gonna feel like they need to get something from
Mm-hmm.
me and like I don't want to put that pressure on them and so like I think I have like a really weird like that I've kind of shaken off a little bit but it's definitely like a I see like a big thing, and I'm like, ooh, I want to get her that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, oh, but then she's gonna be like, oh, he always gets stuff from me, and I never get stuff for him. And then also like it's been hard for me just because like with bills and shit,
Mm-hmm.
like we don't have a ton of disposable income at the moment.
Well, that's why a lot of times the gifts don't have to be like big and flashy. They can be, and
Right.
of course, I still like really appreciate
Yeah.
them if they are or aren't.
It just basically means that I need to like go out more often and find random rocks in
Yeah,
the
find a rock with a
woods.
hole in it.
Yeah.
It's well, that's what I was saying too. Is it's not huge. Like the price of the gift or the gift in particular is not really the thing that I
Sure.
care about. Like it could be $1 million or it could be a rock you found. Normally, it's like
You just like being thought of.
yeah,
It's
like
like how you like lose your absolute mind when I get you a matcha green tea
yeah, like
frap.
that's literally all it needs to be.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm trying to think of other things like uh I guess it's not even really a gift technically, but like when we get to go out and randomly go do Pokemon Go, that's almost the equivalent of like getting a gift because it's like we get to go on a little adventure. It's
Yeah, that's why you like it so much.
yeah, and that's all it really is.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's like a little trip. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess if you put it that way, I'm not too bad at it. I could be better, but then again, I just think I could be better at everything.
Well, that's the thing too is I think there was a quote that I didn't put in that I probably should have, or maybe I did. They're saying that the love languages aren't usually things you use for yourself. It's things that you use to show love to
To
others,
others, I
and
say.
the restriction of how you're able to, uh, like,
It's like how I never say nice things about myself.
yes, like the way that you're able to express it is really only limited by the person who's trying to show it. So
I say.
it's like I could come up with better things to say than just telling you you're cute all the time, but I usually just stick with telling you you're cute all the time because you're cute.
I love that shit. That works. That's good for me.
But I could definitely be wilder at it, but it's like, as long as I'm doing okay, I'm happy.
Hey, don't knock what works. I'm good with cute. Okay, yeah. Well, that was a fun topic. I really like that one.
Yeah.
I've always kind of been like a little bit interested in this because like you've kind of brought it up to me in the past, like in passing.
When I was in Japan, I brought up the love language thing.
Yes, that's true.
And I took the test, and I don't know if they were the same. I think gift giving was still on my list.
That sounds like it makes sense. It's kind of always been you.
But I was when I first took the test, I was like, oh, it's got to be because I love giving gifts, not because I like getting gifts. Because man, that's like really materialistic of me. But it's not actually a very materialistic love language. It's but
well, I hope you enjoyed listening to the two of us talk about our love languages and got to learn a little bit more about like us and our relationship and who we are as people. This is kind of like a little bit of a personal episode, which is fun. They get to know a little
hopefully
bit
not
about
too
us.
much information.
I don't think it was.
No, it doesn't sound like it was. We were talking about making out
So
everything.
yeah, it's true. So we looking at the test. By the way, we are going to put the link up in the description. We took the couples version of the test, but as you said, there is also a singles version. So don't think that just because like maybe you aren't currently in a relationship, that you can't take that to find out what your own love language is, and then apply that information to your relationship with your close friends or your family, and kind of you can talk about these things like with your friends and family and kind of like get a
Make them
discussion
take
going.
it.
Yeah, and like kind of learn a little bit more about like how your friends like to like give and receive like the feeling of love, and then kind of
Appreciation.
and like so you can maybe appreciate the people that you care about in your life a little bit more. So
Especially in this trying time.
especially in these uncertain times.
I'm very sorry if your love language is physical touch.
That's very true. Oh my God. Yeah, that COVID.
They're probably out there thinking everyone fucking hates them.
Yeah, COVID really sucks. Yeah, like extroverts who care a lot about physical touch. Oh God, I feel so bad for them.
It's gotta be tough.
What are you gonna do? Like if you didn't get quarantined with someone, you're just fucking sitting there like, give me every blanket I've ever owned.
That's probably a lot of reason why lots of people are touch starved.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Lots of people have physical touch as their love language, and then they don't get physical touch for a while.
Shit, that happens to me sometimes. You're
Not
like
anymore.
you're like in the garage doing art for 2 hours, and I'm sitting there like, where is she? I want someone to pet my head.
Yeah. Anyways, so you should take the test. You should have everyone you know take the test. You should put the link. You should put the link below. You should click the link below.
You guys do our work for us.
You should click the link below, and you should tell us what your love languages are, and
it's just another way to learn a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, and everyone else.
So, thank you so much for listening today. We got it. Before we sign off today, we're gonna have to do a little teaser for our next episode.
Time.
So next time is gonna be another one of our group topic episodes. We are as a little teaser, we are planning on revisiting a previous topic of ours. And giving a little bit more insight into that topic, but with an added twist. Hannah, if you want to talk about what our special twist is for that episode.
We had my sister Erica on as a guest.
Yes. So guest episodes is maybe a thing we're gonna do a little bit more, and we'll talk about that like in the actual episode. But we are gonna have Hannah's sister on for that episode to
talk about one of our previous episodes. So if you haven't listened to them yet, you should brush up on it a little bit so that you can follow along. It's not all brush up, but it's a little bit of a spooky addendum.
Yeah, a spooky addendum of sorts. So so stay tuned to next time. Thanks so much for listening and spending part of your day with us today. And we love you very much.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.